Hey, what's going on? It's time for another Real Table Podcast, episode 10. That's right, we've made it to double digits. I'm still going on episode 10. Man, it just seems like I started like yesterday, but it didn't. Alright, it's almost 2 a.m. I'm pretty tired. I'm just gonna say that right now. It's had a pretty long day. It was a pretty good day, not gonna lie. Let's see. I woke up. I went to work. Got off work. Came back. I watched some TV. I tried to do some homework. I got some done. Jeez. Excuse me. I got some done, and then I watched the Columbus Blue Jackets Boston Bruins game. I watched the first 2 periods. And Columbus won that game. They're up 2-1. Good for them. Good for them. I wouldn't mind seeing Columbus go all the way. That'd be amazing. For a team that never made it to the second round. For a team in the first 18, 19 years of their existence, they've only won 5 total playoff games. This series, or this playoff run, they've won 6. Or, is it 7? No, they won? No. They're at 6. My bad. So, yeah. Coming into this playoff series, they've won 5 total playoff games. Not series, playoff games. They didn't win their first playoff series until this season. Well, this playoff season, I guess. So, good for them. Most of the teams, pretty much all but 2 teams, I'm okay with winning. I don't want Boston or San Jose to go all the way. Any other team could go all the way, I'd be fine with it. Well, I guess Dallas, but I'd rather have Dallas than San Jose and Boston. I don't really want Colorado, but, because they were the 8 seed that beat the Coyotes. So, depending on who they play, we'll see. If Boston and Colorado, make it, then I'll go for Colorado, but I don't really want that. I like to see the Blues. I like to see Blue Jackets and Blues. I think that'd be a good Stanley Cup to watch. Then you can see the hardcore, dedicated, fans watching that one. But anyways, on to the bigger news. I witnessed history today. Gonna brag about it. I witnessed history today. So, before I get started, I've been talking about the Diamondbacks-Yankees game. And I still hadn't bought my tickets. So yesterday I called a friend of mine, and he said he wants to go. Well, this is in the past, so he wanted to go, but he wasn't sure if he could. So I said, all right, just let me know if you can. And I was trying to be smart about it, so I asked another friend, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? So-and-so wants to go. If they can't make it, could you go? And she said, sure. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, then sure enough, first buddy couldn't do it. So then the second person. And she said, how late are we going to be out? And I just knew that was going to eventually lead to no, I can't go. So I asked another friend of mine. She said, sure. And then I messaged her back and said, hey, no big deal. I found somebody else. So I went online and bought the tickets. And everything was fine. But then I couldn't get a hold of the new person who's going to join me. And it's getting it's like 4:30, 5:30, 6. I mean, I wanted to leave before 6. It's after 6. Finally around 6, she tells me I'm stuck in traffic. And I'm just like, okay, just trying to, stay. I don't want to say stay calm, but this is just not how I was planning on this, to go. I wanted to get there early. I wanted to sit down and relax and just watch the game, because every time I go to the stadium, I can't just sit and watch it. I'm working. I have to check tickets or check the sections. I have to be wary of what's going on. Now I finally get to relax. So by the time we get there, the game will start. Plus, and this is why, and here's the thing. I was really oh my God, I'm going to go to this game by myself. I already bought these 2 tickets. Can't get a refund. But the only reason I was okay with going was because Yankees pitcher CC Sabathia was 3 strikeouts away from joining the 3,000 strikeout club. So I wanted to go. And that was the only reason I was okay with going by myself. Plus, today would have been way better than tomorrow because we only play New York today and tomorrow in Phoenix. And tomorrow will be during the day at 12:40. And then we play 2 games in New York later in the season. So sure enough, we get there, and we didn't miss it. So I was fine with it. And then the second inning, he struck out the side. And on the last one, he struck out John Ryan Murphy for his 3,000th strikeout. And honestly, and I'm not bashing New York fans just yet, but I didn't really think anyone really knew going into it. I thought they were going to, have to be told by the screen. But I heard the murmurs in the crowd. People were talking about it, and people had the signs ready. So I was like, oh, I guess people do know about it. So sure enough, as it was setting up, a couple batters got to 2 strikes, and they put it in play, and it wasn't meant to happen. In fact, Diamondbacks got on the board first. We had a home run. And I was talking mad shit to the Yankee. Because every time I go to a Yankee game, I always find myself sitting in the Yankee section. All the other Diamondback fans are like on the other side of the stadium, or there's only 5 in the entire section. We were in the right field home run territory, seats. Or bleachers, whatever you want to call them. So I had to, get extra loud because we were just being surrounded and out, yelled by Yankee fans. So we hit a home run first, and I got up, and I was just like, yeah, let's go, suck it, Yankees, suck it, New York. And I was looking around all the Yankee fans, and I'm like, yeah, come on, let's go. They're all, staring at me like they hate me. Oh, they probably did hate me. So then, John Ryan Murphy came up. I knew it was going to be him. Not the best hitter on the team. And he got him swinging. And it was cool. The whole crowd was standing. And you know what? He's a Yankee. I hate the Yankees. And I stood and I applauded him. Because, I knew what was happening. I knew it was history. Yeah, he was on the Yankees, but, I've been following CC Sabathia before he was on the Yankees. When he was on the Indians and the Brewers. And then when he first became a Yankee. And I always liked CC Sabathia. He's a big fat guy, but he always got the job done. And it was a nice moment. And also, they put it on the screen. The whole, crowd was cheering. His family was there. And, history was made in Phoenix, Arizona. I mean, how often does that happen? Only a couple of, things have happened in the Phoenix, sports world, or Arizona sports world, I guess. I mean, I could probably count on the one hand. Let's see, 2001 World Series is probably the biggest one. 93, the NBA Finals between the Suns and the Bulls. Oh, was that the Wind? Jeez. I think the Bulls won that game in Phoenix. I think they won Game 6 in Phoenix. And then, the Coyotes lost the Western Conference Final, so I guess that's kind of a negative. So, yeah, this is easily, at least number 2 or 3 in the sports world, unless I'm forgetting something else. I mean, Cardinals went to the Super Bowl, but, we didn't win. So it was a nice moment, and Diamondbacks won the game 3-1. Like I said, I was talking mad shit. Towards the end, they were getting desperate, Yankee fans. They were just going, let's go Yankees. And then when they would do that, that thing, I would yell out, Yankees suck! At the top of my lungs. And they only lasted 2 or 3 times when they just stopped. And I'm like, let's keep going. Let's go. I can do this all day. Been waiting 3 years for this. I can keep going. Yeah, it's been 3 years since, and I guess this is the 4th time since the World Series in 2001 they've been to Phoenix. And I've been to at least, I won 2016, I went one other time, maybe 2 other times. So this is either my 3rd or 4th time seeing the Yankees in Phoenix. Always a great game. Even though I hate the Yankees and the Yankee crowd, it's still a great crowd to be in, especially when the Diamondbacks win. And now that's at least a 2-game series or a 2-game winning streak. Because the last time I saw them in 2016, we destroyed them like 11-2 or something. This one was a good pitching match. We had Zach Greinke, and CC Sabathia. 2 future Hall of Famers go at it. It was a great game. It was a really quick game. It was only 2 hours and 33 minutes, which is really quick in the baseball world. But anyways, like I said, big shout out to CC Sabathia. I'm happy for you. Congrats. And this is his last season too. So thanks for making history in Phoenix. We appreciate that. All right. Now I got the Yankee talk out of the way. What else we got? Oh, what other game was on? Oh yeah, San Jose and Colorado. San Jose won. They're up 2-1. Man, I don't want San Jose going. But I've already talked about that before. We don't need to bring it up again. I was thinking about this today as I was driving around. Now, this point came up on the YouTube channel CinemaSins. They pointed out, I think it was in the second Avengers movie, someone says something to Captain America, something about Brooklyn or somewhere he lives, and then he says, I can't afford a place in Brooklyn. And then, the CinemaSins guys go, what are they paying Cap? Are they paying him in 1945 Brooklyn money or what? And then I started thinking, let's pretend the Avengers were a real thing. There's got to be some sort of payment, right? No way they're doing that shit for free. And even then, what are they getting paid? And what do they do with Thor? That guy has to work for free. What, they can't be paying Thor anything. He doesn't, what are you going to do? Write him a check? If he turns into lightning and goes back to, his universe or whatever, I think the check would kind of disappear or, I don't know, turn into ash or whatever. So does he have a banking account? Can they just wire him some money or whatever? Seriously. This is what I think about when I'm driving around in the morning listening to either the Bill Burr podcast or today I was listening to Tool music. I think I was listening to Jambi or Jambi. I never know how to pronounce that song. Or Rosetta Stone. One of those Tool songs. And I'm just thinking about, I wonder what they pay Thor in Avengers. And then another thing that I was thinking of is, if I could write an Avengers movie, I would totally write a storyline where Black Widow wants to get equal pay as Tony Stark. And that's bullshit. That would never happen. Black Widow would not get paid as much as Tony Stark. You know why? She would come and she'd be like, I want as much money as Tony Stark's getting paid. And I would go, look, lady, first of all, you can't fly, all right? You scratch that off your list. Second of all, you can't shoot cool light beams out of the palm of your hands and knock people away, all right? Third of all, when you say suit up, nothing happens. So, no, go work on those 3 things, and then come back, and then we might give you a quarter raise. And that's what that movie would be. Her, and not just her, but Hawkeye would try to get a raise, where it's dude, you can't compete with Thor and Iron Man or Hulk or even Captain America. Captain America can't fly, but dude's still really fucking strong, and he's got a great character, and he's a good leader and everything. He's good at rallying up the troops. Hawkeye, why did they turn Hawkeye into the moral, oops, I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm hitting my thigh, and I don't know if it's making a noise on the camera. But yeah, why do they make not Thor, Hawkeye the moral guy of the group? In the second Avengers movie, he's living on a farm, and they go over there and they're just hey buddy, how's it going? And he's why is he rallying up the troops? It's fucking Hawkeye. The guy doesn't do shit. He's even lucky he got a job on the Avengers. How did he even get that job? Did they need one more position to fill to get some money back for taxes? And they're oh, just hire Hawkeye, just bring him in. Because we know why Black Widow's there. Yeah, she's good at fighting, but she's there to give the guys enough boners so they can just keep fighting, so they think they have a chance. Because, sorry, Black Widow she's a whore. To quote John Proctor from The Crucible, she's a whore. She totally is. Dude, she wanted Tony's dick. And then she wanted Hawkeye's dick. Then she wanted Cap's dick. Then she wanted Hulk's dick. And then she kind of stayed with Hulk. And then within these last couple movies, she kind of went back to Hawkeye. She just needs to make her mind up. I mean, yeah, she's hot, but like, dude, lady, pick one. Also, don't date or fuck coworkers, alright? That's never a good idea. I've had people tell me, yes, it's so fun to get involved with coworkers. It's like, no, not really. Yeah, when it works, it's great. When it doesn't work, no, it's not so great. Because usually you try to keep your work and dating life separate. So if you're having problems in your dating life, you can go to work and kind of escape it. You know? But when you date a coworker, you can never fully escape it. Except when you go on late night drives and listen to Peter Gabriel. Yes, I go on late night drives and listen to Peter Gabriel sometimes. Sue me. Oh, jeez. We're only 16 minutes into this thing. Maybe it's because I'm up so late. Uh-oh. Well, oh jeez, I thought the phone stopped recording. There's a damn coyote house. Sorry, I forgot to put my phone on vibrate. Oh well. Also, it's 2 a.m. Get off the damn group chat. The group chat that I'm not even like really involved in half the time. But anyways, Alex told me he's editing episode 30 for Corn and Cock and it'll be up soon and I'm really excited. Because I've been wanting to listen to that for like the past month or so. So like I said, episode 30 is the funniest one we've done so far. Like, hands down the best one. Well, the funniest one. Like I said, in terms of the best, it's at least number 2, if not number 1. Or number 3, you know. But like I said, it's easily the funniest. So, oh fuck, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about the Avengers payday. But yeah, just think about that. The Avengers getting paid. How the fuck does that work? These are the things I wish they would address in the Marvel movies instead of these dumb callbacks. Oh wow, they referenced Iron Man 1. Yeah, why is that such a shock? Yeah, it's cool. Oh my god, they referenced Captain America Winter Soldier. Yeah, why wouldn't they? Wouldn't you think it's weird if they didn't do that? They're doing these basic things. It's like when an athlete comes up and does something normal and then the media flips out and they're like, what the, and then normal sports fans are like, what are you so surprised about? Yeah, quarterback threw a touchdown. He's going to throw a lot of them, all right? Why do we have to make it sound like it's the coolest thing in the world? Like, yeah, it's cool. It's a milestone, but jeez, calm down. Stop sucking his dick, you know? I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's just because I'm really tired. And literally after this, I'm going to go right inside and go to bed. Like, I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to go right in and go to bed. I wanted to read, but that's not going to happen. I was only able to read a few pages. Oh, my phone vibrated. What? No, it didn't. That's weird. I could have sworn I felt it vibrate just now. I don't know. But anyways, if you're listening, if you're tuning in right now, I appreciate it. Like I said, we're on episode 10 right now. Oh, where am I? I forgot to even mention that. I'm still just mad chilling in my driveway. Just, I was gonna record in my room, but, I don't know. Probably not. Because, anyone could just get up to go to the bathroom or walk around and just hear me doing this. And then most likely they'd probably think I'm just talking to somebody on the phone. But if they were to stand and, listen for, more than 30 seconds, they would know that I'm not talking to anybody. I'm talking to my damn self. And whoever's listening out there on the Table Nation. Or Table Talk or whatever. Fucking Table Talk. But, what is it? So, yeah, it's Wednesday, May 1st. Oh, yeah, April's over. Yeah, yesterday was the 30th. Yeah, it's Wednesday, May 1st, 2019. Here we go. Here we go. Speaking of here we go, one of my all-time favorite shows was a reality show called X-Men. That show is amazing. And amazing in the terms of it's so unintentionally hilarious. It's both intentionally and unintentionally, because it has Shelby the Swamp Man. Oh my god, that guy. You could not understand what that guy was saying. Sometimes they had to put subtitles on the bottom of the screen, but man, that guy knew how to entertain himself and his dog. I remember, like, they would have him on there, then he'd, like, bring his family in, then they'd, like, bring in his, like, niece or whatever, and it's like, they look nothing alike. Oh, no, I remember they had, if you remember that movie Grown Ups, he had, like, two nieces, and one looked, like, so ugly, and the other one looked really hot, and you're like, how the fuck did he, get those? I think they were either nieces or daughters. I think they were his daughters, because I don't know why he would have his niece on there. Yeah, I think they were he had two daughters. One was like a model, and the other one was like, what the fuck? Like, her name was like Olga or something. And if you remember that movie Grown Ups, where Rob Schneider, like, his daughters come back, and, like, he has two extremely hot daughters, and they're like, that's your daughter? And then his third daughter shows up, and it looks just like Rob Schneider, and they're like, oh yeah, see, that one makes sense. That's what it was like on the show. But not even that. That guy, Shelby on X-Men, was just the funniest guy. I mean, he would, like, get a gun and just start shooting in the water out of nowhere. He would see a bubble pop up and he'd just start shooting. There'd be alligators in the water at night, and he'd just jump in the water and just go swimming. And he'd always go, here we go! And then just jump into the water, and he'd collect logs. So he'd go out and, drive around and do a bunch of crazy shit. And he had his dog with him, Willie? I don't remember his dog's name. And then they would show, logs or logging companies all over the country, like in, Alaska or Seattle or, wherever. And I used to watch that show, like, every Sunday night at 10. It was a really good show. One of the guys actually died on that show, but he died in a car accident. It was after the show was canceled. And it's like, man, I remember watching that guy. I think his name was Gabe. It's like, I remember watching that show, man. And he was like, would yell a lot and get really mad. And he's the boss of, I forgot the company name or the section name. Because the whole show was, at the beginning of the season, they had to go out and get a bunch of logs. And whoever finished with the most logs gets like a pay raise or whatever. So it was actually kind of like there was a lot at stake. Because they would get a huge bonus. You know what? I might actually go out and see if I can buy those DVDs. Like, I actually really enjoy that show. I wouldn't mind watching them again. They were so outrageous at times. Like, oh my god, they were funny, and they were also, like, dramatic and serious. Like, something serious would happen, and then they would cut right to Shelby just fucking around in the swamp. I don't know. It was a good show. Like I said, I'd watch it again. I might even go and buy it. I'm not sure. When I go to Zia's and buy Doctor Strange, I might go and buy X-Men. We'll see. So also, I was talking about this to a friend today. What the hell's the difference between goth and emo? Like, seriously, what the hell is the difference? I've had this explained to me, and I still don't really grasp the concept of either one. Because they're both kind of the same to me. They both dress in black. So what is it? I think mostly, I thought I had it down, but apparently it was wrong. But it was something like, goths hate themselves and emos hate the world, or something like that. One of them is really into fashion, the other one isn't. But the funny part about the whole goth emo culture, and yes, I'm going to include both, is, for a group of people who are shy, who are known to be shy and don't want to stand out in public and be noticed, they sure as hell are noticeable. I think I swapped a couple words in that sentence, but you get what I'm saying. They are some of the most noticeable people in society. Seriously, you go to a mall, you go to a friend's house, you go to a party, you go to a movie theater. Dude, you can pick out goth, emo, chicks and guys within 2 seconds because they stand out like a sore fucking thumb. You know, they're dressed in black. They have either jet black hair or extreme colored hair, like orange, red, pink, or whatever. Both guys and girls. This isn't just for girls. This goes for guys too. Although one thing I have noticed with girls, when like goth or emo, whichever one, sometimes they wear less clothing. And I don't know if that's a new thing or if that's always been a thing. I'm not sure. That's just one thing I noticed. But like I said, what is it? Can someone actually explain to me what's the difference between goth and emo? And I know they do it on South Park, but again, they're doing it in a joking way. And I had someone explain to me by using that clip. And I'm like, dude, it's South Park. I can't take this shit serious. Even if they're right, even if they're saying the absolute 100% right thing, it's South Park. I can't take it serious. So, I don't know. But we were talking about that today. And it's like, what's the difference? But, you know, one thing that I would maybe look into is like, maybe goth or emos, maybe one of them has more hardcore daddy issues than the other. But I don't know, food for thought. Maybe goths have bigger daddy issues and emos are kind of like chill with their dad. Maybe they have mom issues, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. But, yeah, what the fuck? I mean, goth girls are like scary. They're scary because, like, not only could they look like they could, like, beat the shit out of you, but, like, they're just, like, into some really weird shit. Kind of like, they portray this image of they are super strong, independent women. Then you get them, like, alone, one-on-one, and then you just find out they just need a hug. They're so, like, sensitive and everything, and they're just like every other normal girl. You show them they see a cat walking across the street, they flip out, or they like doing hair and talking girly stuff. And it's like, well, how come when we're out in public, you act like you don't like any of that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Then we get back and you're just like any other girl I've ever met. You know? Why are you portraying this image? It's almost like false advertising. And then not just that, but why do so many goth emo chicks like to, like, I don't know, break dick? You know, like Breaking Bad? Well, they like breaking dick. Yeah, I just cracked the Da Vinci Code on that one. Goth emo girls like causing pain in sex. And, yeah, breaking dick. Like bending. And they like, you know, all this fucking weird shit. What the fuck, man? I know you got, like... Can't talk. Where's my water? Here it is. Like, look, I know you got, like, problems with your dad and everything, but I'm not your fucking dad. Don't take it out on me or my dick. Take it out on, like, my shoulder or, I don't know, something else. My back. Just give me, like, a 3-second warning. You know, leave my dick alone. You had nothing to do with this, alright? Or the balls, alright? The power trio did nothing to be involved in this. Leave him out of it. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's scary stuff. I wouldn't really... Unless you know what you're getting into, then sure, go ahead. But, I mean, I don't know. And I think part of it is just... I just can't really take serious because what's the difference between goth and emo? You know? This isn't like, what's the difference between baseball and hockey? Those are two... huge differences, okay? Or, you know, basketball and hockey. You can take anything compared to hockey because it's on ice. That's like the biggest thing. And also, that's why hockey is probably the hardest because they're doing everything on ice. Imagine doing, you know, baseball on ice. Imagine doing football on ice, you know? Everything is harder on ice. I really think everything is harder on ice. Except maybe sex, because you're kind of already, like, lying on the ground. In fact, that could be kind of fun. You kind of, like... I don't know. It's like ice skating, but you're, like, hump skating. I don't fucking know. Dude, I'm so friggin' tired. I gotta, like... Okay, we're almost at 30 minutes. Oh, it's fucking 2:18. Man, and you know what? Starting to get a little hot sitting in this car. It's going to be... Oh, recording these bitches are going to be fun in the summer. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. But either way, halfway there, boys. Or maybe a little less than half. I'm not sure. Man. What do I got going on this week? So I'm almost done with school. I have a couple classes are done this week. And then I have one class finishing next week. This week I have to take my logic and philosophy exam. Not going to lie, I think I'm going to fail that class. I don't think I'm going to pass it. I literally have a 70% in that class. So I have to either ace this exam to even have a small chance. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think even if I got 100, I still think my odds are not really that great. So it was a nice run while it lasted for that class. I really think, I'll tell you this right now, I think I could have passed that class. But you know what? One fucking Friday night, we had to close late at the restaurant. Super late. I didn't get home until 11:50. Not even that. Probably later than that. You know, all the quizzes are online, so they had to be submitted by midnight on Friday. What the fuck, lady? Everyone else does it on Sunday. Why are you making it on Friday? So I got back, and I started that class in the 60s, but I was raising it. It started at a 66, and I was raising it up. And then I got to a 78, 79, almost to a B. And then on that fateful night, I got an 8 out of 20 because while I was taking it, time expired and it submitted immediately. So, and I think the kicker was I got all 8 questions I answered right. So I probably would have gotten all 20 or most of them. And then that just dropped my grade down to a 74, 75, and I haven't recovered since. That was the turning point. This is like when you look at a baseball season and you go, it was going so good. What happened? What was the moment? And you trace it back to this game on this moment and you go, this is the turning point. Right after this, the whole season, fell apart and, just collapsed. Collapsed. Yeah, collapsed. There we go. That's what it was like on that Friday night, Saturday morning. I was doomed for that class. So now, now that I'm really thinking about it, I think I'm actually fucked. I think I am royally fucked with that class. I don't think there's anything I can do. I think it's done. Think about it. Even if I get 100 on it, I don't think it's going to raise it. Even if it does, not by much. And even if I get a 90 or an 85, I think it's still going to lower it to the point where, because you need at least a C. I have a 70% in this class right now. So yeah, I think that one's done. And I don't know. Might not take it again afterwards. Might have to take another class. I'm not sure. And then my computer class, I'm going to pass that class. I have an 84.9. So basically an 85 in that class. So I just need to do these assignments this last week. I just need to do them, get credit for it, and then bam, there we go. We'll be good. So all those assignments are due on Sunday, and then my music and world culture class. That one's going to be interesting. That could go either way. Obviously, I'm going to pass or fail it, but I'm at a 74. I'm not feeling this one. It'd be a real shame and kind of ironic if of the 4 classes I took, the only 2 I passed were the accelerated classes. That'd be a little ironic. The other classes where it's normal, it's spaced out, you can take your time, I don't pass those. That'd be a little ironic. Sad as hell, but it'd still be a little ironic. Because I want to get it right the first time. But, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And also, my parents can't, get on me because these classes are friggin' hard. This logic class, I don't care. I don't care who you are, how smart you are. These quizzes were absolute bullshit. Because if you've ever taken a logic class or if you ever had a logic discussion, you know how they talk about, I believe in this because of this. Therefore, blah, blah, blah. Or something like that. That formula, it always ends with therefore. Well, that's fine. And I really like that. The first half of that class I really enjoyed because it was talking about how to argue, how to present an argument, how to, do all this shit. Oh, by the way, there is some extra credit I can get for that class. I just need to look into it and see if I can actually do it. But anyways, the second half of that class, they introduced, if you remember, that stupid diagram with the square where it says true, not true at all, false, not false at all. And then it's like true, maybe true, false, maybe false. And you go, what? How can something be either true or maybe true? Isn't it true or false? You're telling me there's like 3 options in between? It's stupid. It pisses me off because I'm probably going to fail it because these quizzes are so hard. They make no sense. It's like, if X is Y, then Y must equal, and then it's like they give you 4 options, and you're like, Y equals X, and they go, no, the answer is Y could possibly equal X, and you go, you just said Y equals X, so how is the answer Y could possibly equal X when you just said Y equals X? It's just those things, like, I don't remember using numbers and letters, not words, but letters in an argument. When I was talking shit at the Diamondbacks-Yankees game, I wasn't pulling out a square diagram and showing them X is Y, X is you, and then Y is me, and then so X equals Y, maybe. I wasn't doing that shit. I said, Yankees fucking suck. Look at the scoreboard. That's what you do. You present your case, and then you go from there. You don't fucking throw numbers and X and Y and throw out a diagram. If you pull out a diagram, look, if you have to pull out a diagram or a blank piece of paper and draw a square and do all this shit to win an argument, you need to, go. You need to, go and get away from here because what the fuck, dude? But, yeah, like I said, that's the class. That's the class that I'm probably gonna fail at. And it's so frustrating because, oh my god. Here comes the yawning part of the podcast. We're not even at 40 minutes. We're at 38 minutes. Man, I'm going to sleep somewhat well tonight. Because tomorrow I got to wake up and go to the school. Come back and watch the Diamondbacks, probably hang out with a buddy of mine, then go back to the school, do some homework. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I just want the school year to be done. I need a break from all this stupid accelerated course bullshit. Which, honestly, you know what? I think it was a good thing that I took this accelerated course version of this computer class. Because if I took the slow version where it was all spread out, I don't think I would have done as well. I think because I had to do it... Oh my god, another yawn. I think because I had to do it in such a small amount of time and I had to really learn on the spot, on the fly, I think it kind of helped out. And I did learn a couple of things that I'm going to remember. In fact, I'm going to use a couple of these points on my essay. Oh, that was the other thing I have to do. Fuck. Yeah, I can't wait for the school year to be over. Still got to write that freaking essay on Caribbean drumming. Caribbean drumming. Not just that. I have to go find articles about Caribbean drumming. And apparently there's no articles on the website of the library for the school that I'm at. You type in Caribbean drumming, nothing comes up. Oh my god. I'm going to have to end this a little earlier than I thought. If I'm just going to keep yawning every 2 seconds, so I don't want to annoy the table audience. But yeah, you're telling me if I go into the database for the school and I type in Caribbean drumming, only 7 things pop up? I don't buy that for a damn second, dude. I really don't. And like I said, there are some things I don't understand about, like, education in this country. Look, if I want to fucking be a teacher for American history, why the fuck do I have to take a bunch of chemistry classes and math classes and almost fail it and stress about it when I'm not going to use that shit? You know, math is one thing, English is another. But chemistry and labs and all this shit, what's the point? Dude, unless I want to be Walter White and become a chemistry teacher, which I sure as hell don't, why do I have to take it? Chemistry was the only class in high school I got a D in. It was the first semester of junior year. I got a D. And then second semester I got a C. So that's the only D I got. I still get triggered about that. And I was trying in that class too. I, honest to God, was trying. The class was friggin' hard. Even the smart kids really had to try in that class. So even the smart kids were barely getting like a mid to high B. How do you think I was doing in that class? I still look back and think to myself, how did I pass that class? I don't know. I remember I went into that class like ready to learn and I was writing everything down. I made note cards, I studied off of them, and I did okay on the first quiz, and I'm like, I got a bad feeling about this. And I was right, man. Incoming another yawn. Ah, man, 42 minutes. I mean, that's pretty good. I wanted to try to go an hour. I might cut it a little short. Might go 50, 55 minutes in this one. Oh my god. You know, a video I was watching today when I got off work, or as I was getting off work, I was watching, what was it? It was like top 10 terrifying Disney deaths. And it was pretty accurate, although some of the movies I hadn't seen. But you think about Disney, man. Disney's a weird thing because, you know, it's kid stuff. You know, their thing is their marketing stuff directly for kids. So parents can go out and buy stuff for their kids. The kid can go up to the parent and ask him, and the parent will say, okay, yes, or okay, maybe. But seriously, you think about Disney movies, there's some pretty dark shit in there. You know, and for me, one of the biggest things that come to mind is Pinocchio. When you watch Pinocchio as a kid, I don't think you fully realize what you're watching exactly and how, like, sad and somewhat disturbing some of the things in that. Because first of all, if you read or hear about the original story of Pinocchio, and actually any original story of any Disney movie ever made, guarantee it's very dark and messed up. Like in Pinocchio, kid's a little fucking prick. Like, you don't like Pinocchio in the story, you know, the 1800s story. Like, he kills Jiminy Cricket. But apparently it was like an accident or something. Like, he goes to throw something at Jiminy Cricket and he accidentally kills him. He's like, oh shit. Like, there's another scene in the original Pinocchio story. These two people try to hang him, but they realize he's a piece of wood, so he can't die, so they just leave him hanging in the forest. And you see a picture of Pinocchio just, like, hanging, you know. And there's, like, other scenes where they, like, torture Pinocchio, they cut his legs off, but he's wood, so he just grows it back. And he doesn't feel any pain unless he's on fire. Just, like, shit like that. So how do you make that into a movie? Well, Walt Disney did it somehow. But when you watch Pinocchio, really, like, look at the things that they're showing and listen to the things that they're saying. Like, you think about, you know, Pleasure Island. And, you know, Pleasure Island, blah, blah, blah. But in the movie, you could tell, maybe it's like the soundtrack or the music or, you know, the voice acting was top notch. The animation was great too, but especially the scene that always gets me is the scene where, I forgot his name, but Pinocchio and his friend are hanging out at the place, and they're playing pool, they're drinking, they're smoking cigars, everything typical adults do, the cliches. And then the one kid starts turning into a donkey, or an ass, I think they say donkey. Dude, like, watching that scene as, grown up years later, you go like, what the fuck? I watched this shit? My parents let me watch this? Like, it's not like, you're not watching blood and gore and everything, but you watch it and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? I didn't even realize it was this, like, deep and dark, especially when he's, like, screaming for his mom. He goes, Mama! And then he turns into a donkey and he starts kicking around. And then Pinocchio's trying to, like, quit it, but he's, like, growing the ears and everything. I mean, jeez. Yeah, it's something else, man. Sometimes, like, it's kind of weird. Like, there was a time where I didn't want to watch kid movies because I wasn't trying to be like, oh, I'm cool, I don't watch kid movies. I was trying not to watch them or even think about them because I didn't want to, revisit my good old happy memories as a kid, because then I would get sad and bummed out and try to, go back to those times. But you can't, because you only get older. You only get further away from your childhood. Oh, that was really sad to say out loud, but it's true. But yeah, so eventually I went back and I watched, like, Pinocchio on, like, TV, or... You know what it was? I think Toy Story 3 was the first, like, kids movie that I actually, like, sat down and watched, and then that kind of, like, reopened the door of just watching other, kid movies from my childhood, like The Black Cauldron, Toy Story 2, all those other movies. Jeez. I'm going to say this right now. I cried during Toy Story 3. Alright? Look, say whatever you want. Call me pussy. I don't care. If you watch Toy Story 3 and you didn't cry, then there's something wrong with you. Alright? And I'm not just saying that. Like, dude, Toy Story 3... What the fuck? Oh, that's real neato. Thanks, phone. At least the phone didn't, stop connecting. Why am I blaming the phone? Someone messaged. I should be blaming the person. But I don't know who sent it, so. But yeah, dude, Toy Story 3 was like, the feel was freaking real. I remember watching that at my uncle's house, and I came in about almost at the halfway point, and I got sucked in and I started watching it. And man, like, they matured as, like, writers. They knew what to do with the characters and the story. And again, you're watching it and you're like, okay, it'll be fine, they'll get out of this, they're toys. But let me say this, I don't think this is a spoiler. It came out like 9 years ago. But in case, spoiler or whatever. But when they get to the end, and there are two moments in that movie that completely took me off guard. The first one was when they go into the incinerator. When the big, fat, pink teddy bear dude, like, just bails on him. Or, so long, Sheriff, or where's your kid now? Then he lets him fall in. What got me during that scene was they fall in, and they're, like, trying to climb back out, but, the thing is constantly going into the fire. And then Jessie's like, what do we do? And she looks at Buzz, and he doesn't say anything. And you just see him put out his hand. And then she, like, looks at him, and then she grabs his hand, and then all the toys, like, grab hands, and I'm like, wait, what? And I was actually sitting there thinking to myself, are these toys, like, accepting death? That's not cool. And for like 10 seconds, I'm like, am I gonna watch my childhood literally burn up right in front of my eyes? There's no way. And I'm sitting there going like, what the hell, dude? And then, of course, because the writing, staff really stepped up their A game, the Claw came in and saved them from the first movie. Call back, and it saved them. It was great. So it's like, oh, thank God, they're not going to die. But that wasn't it. I wish that was it. But these writers know how to just get tears out of you. So, of course, the movie ends with Andy getting his toys back, and he goes to that girl or guy, or the baby girl, I think it was a baby girl. You know, she's like 3 or 4 or 5, I don't know. He goes over and he has the box of toys and he's like introducing, you know, Rex and the piggy bank and all, you know, Mr. Potato Head and all that other stuff. And he gets down to the bottom and there's Woody and Buzz and he gives him Buzz and then she likes Woody and he's like, but Woody's special and blah blah blah. And he gives it away and I was just like, dude, look, I wasn't bawling my eyes out, all right, but I was getting a little teary eyed. You know, because he's giving his toys away. I couldn't do that. And that's one thing I never understood. If I was Andy, I would just, like, give the toys to my mom. Just be like, yeah, hold on to this. Alright? Don't give it away or whatever. But he gives Woody away, and he plays, and he, you know, gets in the car and drives off to college because there's no bigger cliche and emotional tool to work with than having the kid go to college. It gets every parent, especially the moms, worked up in the theater. While all the dads are like, yeah, it's a bummer. I wonder if we can get out of here and get to the game in time. And all the kids are like, oh, that's too bad. But then, you know, the kid goes back inside, Andy's driving away, and then Woody, you know, looks out, and he goes, you know, so long, partner. And those are like the last words, but you can hear them like murmur and, you know, Buzz, I'd like to introduce you, blah, blah, blah. And then the camera pans out, and then it goes into the sky, and it ends how the whole series began, with the blue clouds. Well, the sky and the clouds and everything. So when they announced that they're making Toy Story 4, I'm like, but guys, you ended it so perfectly. You made, like, everyone who watched that, like, burst into tears. Why are you going to bring it back? I mean, come on, dude. Got a little sentimental there towards the end. This is kind of a interesting podcast. It was upbeat, then it got down, then it was upbeat, then it kind of got a little sentimental. So how am I going to wrap this shit up? Well, I'm going to get a drink of water first. Oh, jeez. I can't wait for school to be finished. Dude, it's so lame. It is so lame telling people you can't hang out because you have to do homework. It's so lame. And it's lame because that's never gonna look good for a girl. You know, you're not gonna look attractive or, you know, responsible. They're just gonna think you're lame. Yeah, you're lame. You're lame. He's doing homework? What the hell? She's doing homework? Oh, come on. Who's being responsible? You're lame. It's like, why the fuck am I going to college then? Of course why would I go to college just to party? If I'm going to college, I'm getting my fucking degree. If I wanted to party, why would I spend money for that? I can literally just talk to somebody and say, well, hey, you know of any parties? If you're throwing one, let me know. And boom, there you go. Why would I spend thousands of dollars just to party? You know, just saying. And I don't know why I just thought of this, but literally when I upload these videos and I go into the description box, I actually have a little trouble writing shit in that box. Sometimes I don't know what to say in there. Like right now I'm thinking, what am I going to write? Because I tried to pick 3 things and I tried to pick a catchy title. Last week I was going to call it Grizzly Stone, but I felt like that was kind of a little disrespectful to the Grizzly Man. You know, what was his name? Steven? I just like his name. How can I not remember? But anyways, I don't know if that's just on me or if I was right to think that, but I didn't name it. What did I name that? Oh, Game End. No, that was the one before. My bad. Yeah, that was the long-term plan. Yeah. Okay, I remember. I remember now. We're on track here. Which, I like my Game End title. I think it's pretty catchy and witty. And with that said, man, it is getting fucking hot in here. I'm like fucking sweating up a storm. Well, not really, but a little bit. I might have to do one outside. I mean, I'm at my own house. I'm not up north, so the Jersey Devil won't be making any appearances. How does that guy know how to upload a video to YouTube? So if you get the Jersey Devil I mean, what do we have anything in Arizona? The Chupacabra's Mexico, unless he takes vacations up here, which, why would he? I don't know. Nevada's got Area 51, which I think I've said this before. No one would give a shit about Area 51 if it was called literally any other number. But 51 is a menacing number. You know, if it was called Area 19, no one would give a shit. You know, it's like, hey man, they got aliens in Area 19. It's like, yeah, whatever. What is that, a movie? But Area 51, it's like, whoa, geez, man, Area 51. Well, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm telling you, the only reason people like give a shit or care about Area 51 is 99% because of the name, the number. Sorry, 51, which Randy Johnson wore that number for the Diamondbacks. But yeah, 51. Like, that's the only reason why people are so scared or intimidated by that, place, because they gave it that name. Which I don't know why they named it 51. I'm sure there is a reason. There's no way that was just pure coincidence. There's no way all those dudes got together and just said, let's call it Area 51. It's a cool name. There's no way they named it that quick than Palpatine named Darth Vader in Episode 3. You notice that in Episode 3, when Anakin turns to the dark side, he just says, "You will be known as Darth Vader." Like, where did you have that stored in the back of your mind? I mean, was he just was there like a deleted scene where Palpatine's sitting in his little office and he's got like a notepad and he's like coming up with names? He's like, Anakin's gonna turn to the dark side. What should I call him? Darth Ridiculous? No. I'd like to see that movie. Or scenes like that where Palpatine's like trying to come up with names. He's like scrumbling or crumpling up papers and throwing it into the trash can. He's like, no, that nickname won't work. Like, seriously, Anakin turns and then he goes, literally in like 30 seconds, he goes, "You will be known as Darth Vader." And then Anakin doesn't even question. He's like, yeah, okay. And then he goes, "All right, your first assignment, go kill younglings." And he's like, "All right, I'm on it." What? Are you even going to attempt to explain how he turned to the dark side so damn quick? Dude, this isn't hockey where 1 second you have a 3-goal lead and then like 30 seconds later it's like down to a 1-goal lead. There has to be some sort of build-up. Yeah, there has to be some sort of character development or something. You can't just flip a switch. You can't just be like a woman in the bedroom and just, turn on and turn off. Like I said, I'm almost positive that's what women do. There's like a switch. It takes them forever to turn it on, but it takes a second to turn it off. Just like a light switch. They can just turn it off. It's like turn it off whenever they want. But yet you will be known as Darth Vader. Like, nobody, not even like anyone in the crowd or like not in the crowd, but like in the movie universe, no one ever goes, "Where did he come up with that name?" Like, come on, man. You want Star Wars to be like a somewhat, not relatable, but you want to relate to these characters. Have some relatable dialogue in there. Where people go like, "I wonder why they call so-and-so that name. Where do you think you got it from?" Enough of this whole bargaining, trade, card scenes. I don't need any more of those in Star Wars movies. Plus, I'm getting Star Wars movied out. I don't need any more. You know what I need? I need a 24 movie with Jack Bauer in it. But that's not going to happen because he's too old now. It won't make enough money if we make 24 the movie. What the fuck? Bullshit. You're making a movie about Jack Bauer. Who the fuck would not want to pay to see that? That would be awesome. I don't know. It's one of the mysteries in life we'll never get to see. And what Metallica song am I reviewing? I'm reviewing Fuel. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me temperature desire. Ooh. One of the best 90s Metallica songs written, which isn't really saying much because there are only like a handful of songs written in the 90s by Metallica that are really good. And Fuel is one of them. Fuel is one of the songs from the 90s that could easily be played with the 80s, super heavy stuff because it's fast and heavy. It's got double bass in it. It's cool. And it's about fuel, man, James Hetfield really can take normal words and just make them sound so manly. Like, fuel! Give me fuel! That's why James Hetfield, give me fuel! James sounds like he's either getting punched in the gut or he's like pinching off a loaf. Fuel! Give me fuel! Give me fuel, give me fire, give me double job to ass grab. Feels a lot of fun to play on drums too. It's a good, not warm up, but second or third song to play as you're getting warmed up. In fact, I don't even know if I can play drums tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. Probably not. Anyways, I think that's going to be the podcast. We got to an hour. I'm really fucking tired. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go back inside and get some sleep. It was a good day today. Yankees lost. I got to talk shit to their faces. They couldn't do anything but accept it. And I'm going to go back inside and go take some. I'm going to go listen to some Tool and go to bed. And I'll see you on Saturday. So, bye.